Hi, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will learn an amazing topic about love. Can you look in the mirror and say, "I love you" out loud? Most of us can't. In fact, for many, just saying those words feels impossible, even heartbreaking. How can you love something if you don't truly know it? The problem runs deeper than we think. This is where our journey starts. If your consciousness has never truly experienced unconditional love, you will struggle to feel the love of creation itself. When we don't recognize love, how can we feel it? How can we see it in others, or even in ourselves? This lack of love becomes a cycle, a wall we can't break through. Before you can love others or feel the love of the universe, the first step is to love yourself unconditionally. True self-love doesn't come from a list of things to achieve. It's not about a set of conditions or expectations. Those templates of success only bring anxiety and fear. Creation doesn't work through conditions, it works through the pure flow of being. The second you try to force self-love into a box, it loses its essence. Let go. When something is stuck in your life, it may be time to go back to the beginning, to rebuild yourself step by step. Rebuilding your soul requires two things: forgiveness and curiosity. Not why, but how. Forgiveness frees your heart. It's the first step toward creating space for unconditional love. No matter what you've done or what's been done to you, let it go. The key question is never why, because why keeps you in a state of lack of limitation. The question that opens the door to miracles is how. How can I heal? How can I shift? How can I love myself better? The universe responds to questions that seek solutions, that search for growth. When you shift from why to how, you shift your resonance and the universe begins to work with you. Creation works through resonance. If you're in a low frequency, you attract more of the same. But when you're in a high resonance, when you are truly aligned with love, you draw miracles to you. This is why the happiest souls are those filled with curiosity and light. They are not bound by what they can't control, but free in their inquiry, always moving forward. The moment you begin to love yourself, to ask the right questions and to forgive, the world shifts around you. Miracles begin to flow into your life because you have aligned with the very energy of creation itself. Remember, creation does not exist where there is sadness. When you align with unconditional love, joy and miracles are your natural state, and so they will come in bundles. Now take a moment, look in the mirror, ask yourself, how can I love myself today? And watch as your life begins to transform. But here's the truth. Most people simply don't know how to love themselves, and that's okay. It's not an easy skill to develop. The question is, can we change that? Can we learn to love ourselves, not just because of what we do or how we look, but simply because we exist? The answer is yes, but the journey towards self-love is deeper than just affirmations or superficial mantras. It requires a deep internal transformation, a shift in consciousness, a reconditioning of the way we perceive ourselves. The first step, acceptance. The root of the problem lies in our consciousness. Most of us have been conditioned to focus on our flaws, our mistakes, and our perceived inadequacies. We live in a society that values performance, achievement, and external validation. If we don't meet these standards, we tend to feel unworthy of love. But here's the thing. True self-love begins with acceptance. Acceptance means looking at ourselves, not through a lens of judgment or criticism, but with compassion and understanding. It means accepting all of us. The parts that we like and the parts that we don't, the parts that are still evolving and the parts that have already grown. Without this basic acceptance, we will never be able to recognize the love that is available to us from the universe or from others. Acceptance doesn't require us to be perfect. It doesn't mean that we stop striving to be better. It means that we allow ourselves to be human with all the complexities that come with being human. We are not perfect, and that is perfectly okay. In fact, it is our imperfections that make us beautifully unique. Why is it hard to love ourselves? Many people struggle with self-love because they don't truly know themselves. How can you love something that you don't fully understand? For most of us, we have been raised in environments where we were taught to look for love outside of ourselves. We were conditioned to believe that love comes from others, that we need approval, recognition, or validation to feel worthy. But the truth is, love starts from within. If we can't love ourselves, we won't be able to see the love that others have for us. And we certainly won't be able to experience the unconditional love of the universe or the divine. When we don't know how to love ourselves, we also don't know how to receive love. How to start loving yourself. So how do we begin to love ourselves? It's not about quick fixes, magic affirmations, or instant solutions. It's a process, a journey. And it begins with two key things: forgiveness, asking the right questions. Forgiveness, the first key to healing. Forgiveness is the gateway to healing. You cannot truly love yourself if you are holding on to past mistakes, regrets, or guilt. The first step to loving yourself is to forgive yourself for everything you think you have done wrong. Forgive yourself for the times you weren't the person you wanted to be. Forgive yourself for making choices you now regret. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Forgiveness also extends to others. Sometimes we carry resentment and anger towards those who have hurt us, but holding on to that pain only hurts us in the end. Forgiving others is an act of self-liberation. It frees your heart to love again, and most importantly, forgiving others helps you let go of the past and move forward into a future of greater peace and self-love. But forgiveness isn't just about saying, "I forgive you." It's about feeling it deeply, letting go of the emotional weight that has been holding you down. Forgiving yourself and others allows you to release shame, guilt, anger, and regret, and in doing so, you create space for love to enter. Asking the right questions. Shift your focus. One of the most powerful tools in transforming your life is learning how to ask the right questions. Most of us are conditioned to ask the question, why? Why did this happen to me? Why did I fail? Why can't I get it right? But this kind of questioning only leads to feelings of frustration, confusion, and self-doubt. Instead of asking why, ask how. How can I learn from this? How can I improve my situation? How can I better understand myself? How can I become the person I want to be? The question how is a question of empowerment. It's a question that opens doors and possibilities. It's a question that invites growth, solutions, and a deeper connection with yourself. When you focus on how, you are seeking ways to improve, to evolve, and to create positive change in your life. The universe loves when you ask the how questions. It opens the flow of energy, guidance, and inspiration into your life. Every time you ask how, you are activating your own inner power and inviting the world to respond in kind. Shifting your consciousness, rebuild your sense of self. Rebuilding your sense of self-love is not an overnight process, but it is incredibly powerful. It requires transforming your consciousness. The key to this transformation is awareness. When you start focusing on loving yourself, on asking empowering questions, and on releasing old patterns of self-criticism and judgment, something magical happens. Your consciousness shifts. You begin to see the world through a new lens, one that is filled with compassion, curiosity, and possibility. You stop focusing on what is wrong with you and start focusing on what is right. You stop feeling like a victim of life and start feeling like an active participant in the flow of the universe. This shift in consciousness doesn't just affect your inner world, it affects everything around you. When your energy shifts to one of self-love, you attract more love, joy, and positivity into your life. You begin to experience the world differently. People treat you with more respect and kindness. Opportunities begin to unfold. Challenges become opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. The power of vibrational alignment. Everything in the universe operates in vibration. Thoughts, emotions, and energy all have a specific vibrational frequency. When your vibration is high, when you're in alignment with love and positivity, you attract more of the same into your life. Just like negative energy attracts negative outcomes, positive energy attracts positive outcomes. This is why it's so important to cultivate a vibration of self-love. When you raise your vibration to match the frequency of love and compassion, everything in the universe begins to respond to you at that same level. Imagine what would happen if you truly loved yourself without conditions. If you could look at yourself in the mirror and say, "I love you," without hesitation or self-judgment. Your life would shift in profound ways. You would begin to see opportunities for growth everywhere. You would attract loving relationships, and you would feel connected to the universe in a way you've never felt before. Building a new life, how to live from a place of self-love. The truth is, you don't need anyone's permission to love yourself. You don't need to achieve anything, prove anything, or be anything other than who you are right now. Self-love is not conditional on what you do or how you look. It's unconditional. To build a new life based on self-love, you must let go of the past, forgive yourself, forgive others, release the pain and the negative thoughts that no longer serve you. Ask empowering questions. Shift your focus from "why is this happening" to "how can I make this better?" Embrace self-acceptance. Accept yourself fully with all your imperfections and quirks. You are enough, just as you are. Raise your vibration. Focus on the positive, the loving, and the beautiful aspects of life. Your inner world will shift, and your outer world will follow. You are worthy of love. Ultimately, the journey to self-love is not about perfection, it's about acceptance. It's about learning to see yourself through the eyes of compassion, to forgive yourself, and to ask the right questions that lead you to greater peace and joy. You are worthy of love simply because you exist. You don't need to earn it, you don't need to prove it. All you need to do is recognize it, accept it, and allow it to flow into your life. When you love yourself fully, everything changes. You attract more love, more peace, and more joy. The universe, which is based on love and abundance, will respond to you in kind. So start today, look in the mirror and say to yourself, "I love you." Not because you're perfect, but because you are enough, and that is more than enough. Don't forget to like or subscribe. If you like the videos, please share.